JC Motors is here today to show you how to correctly break your chain. At JC Motors, you can ride with confidence and shop with confidence, knowing that we offer no hassle returns, life returns, and even a damage replacement offer. Go to jcmotors.com to get all the details, and you'll find out why over 280,000 motorcycle enthusiasts like yourself have purchased their parts and gear from us. Today, we've got Joe Hargett with us to show you how to correctly break your chain.
Great, thank you. Well, I think we've all been in this situation. Either buy a chain that's 120 links, which is very standard. Most dealerships stock 120 chain links. Or let's say your chain just got stretched out and you're all the way back on all your adjustments and your chain is still too loose and you just need to shorten it a little bit. You're trying to squeak a little more life out of your chain, out of the chain and sprocket, so you need to shorten it a little bit. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to cut a link out of this Western Powersports chain. Now, this chain I'm going to do today is a 520. Motion Pro recommends on a 525, 530, or anything bigger, or even some of those 630s that are still out there, to grind down the actual rivet right here before you go ahead and use their tools. Just because some of them are really strong and you can damage the tool. And to grind down these, you can use a simple thing as most everyone has in their garage is a drill. Drill, you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's or something, get a little grinder bit, set this up in your vise, of course use safety glasses, and grind that down just like that, and then you can use the tool as instructed, which I'm going to do. Today, because this is a 520 chain, I don't need to use this. So I'm going to dig in here with this. This is everything that comes with the Motion Pro 3-in-1 breaker, press tool, and riveting. So today we're just going to break the chain with it, so I won't need all the pieces, but this is how you assemble it. It comes with your handle. It's got this little spring here, all your other little gadgets here. And it comes with two different little pins here. Now this is the one to push out the rivet, is this one here. Actually, and then you take your little spring, put your spring around that, slides up on there like that, drop that down in, and this part goes in here. Now they do not recommend using anything other than hand tools and hand powered wrenches. Because if you have to use more power than what your hand is, something isn't lined up, something isn't working the way it should work, and you're going to break something. You're going to break possibly your chain, the tool. Just going to get this down in here. And they said to have your pin down in about 2 millimeters. So I'm just going to sink that back in, back that out a little bit there. All right, about there. Got my 14 millimeter wrench and my screwdriver. They didn't supply a handle for this, so you can either use your screwdriver like this or your 14 millimeter wrench. But then on the bottom part of this, there's a hole right there. And then you're just going to take the other side of this rivet, and the hole's quite a bit bigger, so it'll just pop over there. And then you can kind of wiggle it around a little bit and get a feel for that it's centered down in that hole, which is really, really important. So then, once that's in place, then you tighten up this bottom piece. Then having this good and centered on the chain is obviously very important. Just snug, you don't have to go crazy with it. So I got that all secure right there. Feel pretty good about that. And now I'm going to start driving the pin down through the chain. Now initially it's going to be pretty hard because of exactly what you're doing. You're driving it down through there. What you don't want it to be is really, really hard. Then you'll want to back it off, realign it, look at it, make sure it's in place. and then start over. Just constantly keep an eye on it because everything moves, everything's greasy. Constantly keep an eye on it to make sure it's all lined up. Okay, and when you're doing this, you'll really get a feel for what's going on, whether you feel it's really doing what it's supposed to be doing, or if your pin's not perfectly lined up. This actually feels really good right now. It feels like it's dropping right down through there. And then I can feel that it's totally just pushing it right on through now. You can kind of get a little faster with it. Can't see it coming out the bottom yet. Another thing, since I'm working on a Western Powersports chain here, this is a 520 link. Western Powersports offers chains 520, 525, 530. For the little bikes, 420, 420. They have a full selection of chains. And for the price that the Western Powersports chains are, I mean, you glance at the tensile strengths and compare it to some of the really expensive chains. The tensile strengths compared to Western Powersports chain, compared to the other ones, they are right up with there. So it is, you really get a lot for your money when you go with a Western Powersports chain. Oh, and there it is. There's the pin. Then you just back everything back out. And the pin from the tool is all the way down through there. Back that all out. Then there's that. Then we just took a link out of our chain using the Motion Pro chain breaker. Now this breaker actually retails for $72.95, and if you do damage like the little pushing pin or anything like that, they have replaceable parts. They're very reasonable. They're like $5.95, so it's not going to break the bank there. So there we are.
Thanks, Joe. We welcome all your questions. You can call us at 800-706-9476 or go to jcmotors.com. Get live support and you'll find out why JC Motors is where riders get deals.